While scouting film of their upcoming opponent Syracuse during the 2021 season, there was one player that continued to jump off the film for Florida State. This player was not an Orange player, nor was he an FBS player. He was playing for Syracuse's FCS opponent, Albany. Since that day, that player was on Florida State's radar, and when he entered the transfer portal a few weeks ago, the Seminoles knew they needed to land him. That player was Albany defensive end Jared Verse. But who is Jared Verse, and why is he going to be a future superstar at Florida State? Stay tuned to find out. Jared Verse is from Berwick, Pennsylvania, which is located in eastern central Pennsylvania. Originally, Jared's family lived in North Carolina, but moved to Pennsylvania because of his mother's job at a hospital. Jared is one of 6 kids, having 3 sisters and 2 brothers. He attended Central Columbia High School because of its academics and would go on to become a 3-sport athlete in football, basketball, and track. As a senior tight end, he had 15 receptions for 385 yards on the offensive side of the ball, while having 14 tackles and 3 forced fumbles on the defensive side of the ball. In track, Verse competed in the 100 meter, 200 meter, and was a member of the 4x100 relay team that won the state championship. He finished his high school career being named a 3-time All-PHAC athlete. According to Central Columbia coach Scott Dennis, everything about his passion just helped him get better and better. His desire to get better and better, did I see it? Yeah. Big strong kid, physical kid, loved the game, and you could see something really good was going to happen with him. Coming out of high school according to 24/7 Sports Composite, Jared Verse was a 0-star, unranked recruit, but was able to catch the attention of some Power 5 schools. The problem was, where they projected him to play in college. Verse loved playing on the defensive side of the ball, telling the Times-Union, offense is cool, like catch a pass, get a touchdown, celebrate with your teammates, but defense, you get to sack someone, send them to the ground, throw someone around. It's too good of a thought to let go. Schools like Pittsburgh projected Verse to play tight end on the offensive side of the ball. The only school that projected him on the defensive side of the ball was Colonial Athletic Association FCS member, Albany. Verse said a big factor in his decision came down to Albany's coaching staff projecting him as a defensive lineman and asking him what position he wanted to play. Albany's head coach, Greg Cattuso, told the Times-Union, "We really recruited for speed and bendability. We thought Jared was a very athletic, under-recruited young person. When you could get these tall guys that are lean and athletic, and you could put some weight on them, you end up with some good football players. We had success taking guys that other people didn't really see as maybe a great player and all that." Jared enrolled at Albany in 2019, arriving as a 205-pound freshman with the mold of former Albany pass rusher Eli Menser, who collected 14.5 sacks his senior year. But Jared did not see any playing time that year. Jared credits a lot of his success to his defensive line coach, Bill Nasselt, explaining, "I never played D-end really coming out of high school. Coach Nasselt sat me down, taught me everything I know about D-end, every move I know, every technique I know, every speed move, every strength move, how to stop the run. Coach Nasselt taught me everything. I owe everything to him, the basis of my abilities." Due to the events of 2020, Verse chose to spend the fall semester off campus due to New York's restrictions. He took all his classes remote in Phoenix, where his family had moved after he graduated high school, and worked out at a local field in 100-degree temperatures and lifted weights in a gym. He was able to put on 25 pounds during that time period. He felt working out at home helped him physically, but admitted when he arrived for training camp, he was a little behind when it came to the playbook. Verse told the Times-Union, "I wasn't quite mentally there. Defensive line coach Bill Nasselt would text me all the time telling me I could do great things. I just have to be there mentally. Mentally, I feel like I've grown like out the roof so far this season." During the spring season, Jared dominated, having 22 tackles, 10 tackles for a loss and 4 sacks through the Great Danes' first 4 games. Cattuso spoke on Verse's success, saying, "He's got so much God-given ability, and every week he gets better and every week he learns. He's just learning how to play. He came in great shape. He's got great athletic ability, he can really run, and he's an extremely powerful person. He's a handful." He finished the year being named the CAA Defensive Rookie of the Year and All-CAA Second Team. He also finished as a Jerry Rice Award finalist. During this past fall, Verse recorded 52 tackles, 11.5 tackles for a loss, 9.5 sacks, and a forced fumble. The Great Danes finished the year going 2-9, and around Thanksgiving, Jared spoke with his family and then made the tough decision to enter the transfer portal when he returned to Albany after the break. Jared told Sports Illustrated, "It was a hard decision to make. Albany was one of those few schools that did see what really no other school saw, so it was really hard to do it. I called the coaches, told them what I was thinking. I went into Thanksgiving, saw my family, asked for their opinion, and then I pulled the trigger when I came back." "Hey, you!" "Yeah, you!" Do you think Jared Verse will play at a high level at the Power 5 level? Let me know in the comment section below. If you're enjoying this video, make sure to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it because it really helps the video in the algorithm. The minute he entered the transfer portal, his phone began to blow up as he took multiple visits around the country, including Syracuse, Houston, Florida State, and Tennessee. Verse spoke on the visit saying, "It was a lot. Traveling place to place, you don't get a full feel for a place, only being there for a day. But I saw what I needed from each school. I saw the facilities, I got to sit down with the coaches, see the schemes. I feel like I got more than enough to make a decision." Verse left Albany weighing 247 pounds, was rated as the #2 transfer prospect according to The Athletic. He was the 9th rated recruit in 24/7 Sports transfer portal rankings, being raised to a 4-star recruit with a .94 rating. Jared accumulated over 30 different Division I offers while in the portal from the likes of Texas, LSU, Florida, and Oklahoma, but didn't let it get to his head, telling Dustin Lewis at Noles Game Day, "It's been really reassuring. I didn't let it all get to my head because I know how it feels. Out of college, I was under-recruited. Not a lot of schools saw what Albany saw. It has been humbling at the same time, knowing that hard work does pay off." So many fans were trying to persuade Jared to come to their school that he had to get off social media. He told the Times-Union, "You know, it was kind of a shock. Not as big of a shock where I was mind blown, but a good enough shock where there was a little more than expected, but in a good way. Yeah, it's been very flattering knowing that I've reached a level where all these schools are very much interested in me. It's kind of given me a lot more confidence knowing these schools see something in me and see what I could do, see how I could help them." Jared's family set up an almost war room in their Arizona house. It began on the dining room table, but quickly overflowed to other parts of the house. Verse told the Times-Union, "I showed a couple of my friends and they can't believe it. It's like a bunch of posters up against the wall. Every team I've talked to, had contact with. Most of our conversations, how they went, what their record was last year, every bowl game they've been to since 2000. It's very detailed and everything like that. Players that are transferring into each school, where they're coming from, players that are transferring out, where they're going." The school that caught Jared's attention the most was Florida State. During his visit, he saw the fan support and felt the Seminoles needed him, explaining, "The people, the fans, everything like that, from the second I got off the flight to the second I left, they were all over me. Talking to me, it felt like they really cared, really wanted me there. I didn't feel like I was wanted there, I felt like I was needed there." According to Dustin Lewis, a big selling point in Florida State's recruitment of Verse is how they developed 2 transfer defensive ends a year ago. Jermaine Johnson and Kerr Thomas were standout stars on the defense throughout the season. Johnson in particular stood out after he recorded 17.5 tackles and 11.5 sacks, and he was named the ACC Defensive Player of the Year. Verse ultimately chose to commit to Florida State and has 3 years of eligibility left, but it does not seem likely he will use all 3 as he has already caught the attention of the NFL. That does not mean Jared is done putting in the work, telling the Times-Union, "I'm not a finished product at all. I still have a lot to do. I could still be bigger, I could still get stronger, I'm far from being the fastest I can be. I feel like a lot of schools see they can develop that and make me an overwhelming force at the FBS level where I'll be hard to stop. Even if they throw double or triple teams my way, that's going to help my teammates." Personally, I'm excited to see how Jared Verse develops, but what do you think? Will Jared Verse become a star at Florida State? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out my other videos right here. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and as always, remember to embrace the grind.